Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo. We're back here with some more Titanfall. Today we're going to be talking just about Titanfall in general, its future, you know, the term COD killer. We're going to discuss a lot of different things, a lot of questions that people have been asking me since I put up the last Titanfall video just the other day. So I kind of wanted to, you know, break a lot of these different components down and discuss my thoughts and opinions on them, and really discuss my feelings on Titanfall as a whole, because there's more to talk about than just the game itself. You know, we can talk about its existence in general in the FPS genre, what it means, and of course the type of game that it actually is in comparison to the game that a lot of people may have thought it was going to be. You're going to be seeing some gameplay. This is Hardpoint from the Angel City map. There's two maps in the beta, as I said. The last map was Fracture that you saw in the last gameplay. If you haven't seen that, I will have a link to that video in the description below. Go check it out. It's a bit of my first impressions after about playing the game for around 2 hours. I should also mention that the footage in this video has been captured while playing on the Xbox One. And right away, I guess I should kind of address that quickly. I don't really want to do a whole video on it because they look pretty similar. At least the power that my rig can run the game at, it looks good. Is it this jaw-dropping Crisis next-gen experience? No, but it's a game that focuses on gameplay. It has nice visuals. It has a nice art direction. It's a good-looking game. Is it like this crazy, mind-blowing graphical fan fest that a lot of these next-gen console people want it to be? No, and I don't think it should have to be to still be a good title. Graphics aren't everything, and I know there's a large portion of the console market that thinks just because they bought a $500 console, the thing they should get out of it is just these mind-blowing graphics that look like real life rather than good gameplay. I'd rather have good games and good gameplay that are able to do different things because of that hardware than have good, you know, just mediocre gameplay, mediocre games that look really shiny. You know, that's just my opinion. I think that's kind of a general consensus when it comes to playing games, is that you want the gameplay to be good. But let's go ahead and move on from that. Let's talk about Titanfall. The first thing I want to address is the COD killer aspect. Now, of course, a lot of people wanted it to be this. A lot of people want to call it that because they've come to have some sort of disdain for Call of Duty. You know, they truly hate it. Now, let's make it clear. Call of Duty is in no way a bad game. You know, it's not a broken game. It's not a buggy game. It has really solid mechanics. It's very good at doing what it does, which is being a competitive first-person shooter in that sort of, you know, arena-style formula. And it also, of course, functions very well on console. It's, you know, PC not so much maybe, but that's what it's good at doing. It's not a bad game. The real hatred for it is a lot of people who have played it for so long who just don't care about it because it hasn't done anything new or refreshing. Where the term, COD killer then comes in. You bring in Titanfall, a lot of people are like, oh, this is going to do everything, you know, and it's still going to feel like Call of Duty. A lot of people are going to jump the boat on it. But I don't think that's the case. I've talked to a few hardcore Call of Duty fans. I mean, serious Call of Duty fans. Like, these guys, that's all they play is Call of Duty. You know, nothing else. They own an Xbox just to play Call of Duty. They own a PlayStation 3 just to play Call of Duty. And a lot of them don't enjoy Titanfall because it's not Call of Duty. It is very different. Yes, again, you know, from the outside eye, it's going to look and feel like that. And a lot of the gameplay that you may be watching currently on the internet in general doesn't really focus on the unique aspects. A lot of people don't play Titanfall like they should be playing it. They don't use the parkour mechanic. You know, when I see people down on the ground in this game, I'm like, what are you, a peasant? Get off the ground. Get up on the roofs, man. The ground is not a place for a soldier to be. There's Titans down there, and they'll step on you. This is something I plan on showcasing in the future with the video that I'm working on, really showing off the freedom of movement that Titanfall offers and why that makes the game so special. But I want you to really focus on that aspect and understand how important it actually is for Titanfall as a game. Now, could Titanfall theoretically kill Call of Duty? What does that mean? That means that Call of Duty no longer is relevant, no one cares about it, no one buys it, no one wants to purchase it. People have been saying this for World of Warcraft for years, and the fact is, it probably won't ever actually kill Call of Duty. Now, does Titanfall lay the ground for a series that a lot of people will probably play moving in the future? Yes, I think that one of the things that makes Titanfall seem so special at this point in time, you know, just from playing the beta, is that it could possibly become another entry in that sort of trilogy of juggernauts that we've had, you know, Halo, Call of Duty, and Battlefield. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to say Halo anymore because it doesn't matter. It's still, there are 3 titles that have sold in massive numbers over the last decade, and they are sort of the core, you know, first-person shooter competitive experiences across the platforms, across the console, and even on PC in certain cases. Now, Titanfall, I think, can join that fray. You know, we've had many games in the past try and do it. Killzone has tried to do it. It's never really been able to touch it. There's been other games that have tried to create these multiplayer experiences that become mainstream, and I don't think they'll ever be successful. I don't think we'll see, you know, you'll never see a ton of people talking about playing Killzone. On the other hand, Titanfall has already blown up. It was like the second most streamed game on Twitch when the beta started going live, right behind League of Legends, with almost 56,000 viewers at one point. It probably went higher than that. I just, you know, was too busy playing it to actually watch. That is insane. There's a lot of people interested in this game, and there's a lot of people playing it and understanding just how much fun it has. But can it kill COD? Maybe in the future, but I'd rather look at it this way. I don't want it to kill Call of Duty. I don't want it to kill Battlefield. I want it to do well, and I want it to make Activision and, you know, the companies backing, you know, the companies working on Battlefield and working on Call of Duty to realize, hey, it's time to do something different. You know, maybe it's time to even drop the Call of Duty name and start making a different first-person shooter. Or maybe it's time to understand that we can change Call of Duty and people will still enjoy it, you know? We need to do something to switch up our formula. People don't want the same humdrum every year. Now, maybe they're taking the right direction by doing the 3-year development cycle. I think we'll find out a lot about the theoretical Titanfall Call of Duty war as we move into 2014 and we see the release of Sledgehammer's Call of Duty title. Again, I don't think it's going to kill Call of Duty. It's a juggernaut, as many people have said. It really is. It brings in a lot of money. There are a lot of people who will be playing Call of Duty and not Titanfall. Not because they couldn't get their hands on the Titanfall beta, but because they don't want to. There are people who really enjoy Call of Duty for what it is still. Now, if Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer and Treyarch can manage to somehow transform Call of Duty into a fresh experience, much like the original Modern Warfare was, then yes, people will play it. People will continue to play it. They'll continue to play Titanfall. There's no reason we can't have more than one really prominent first-person competitive shooter on the market. I mean, we have 3. You know, we've had 3 in the past. And we can have 4. It can happen, you know. People will play games if they're good. It's not a matter of, oh, you know, they're not going to play that one because there's too many, you know, they need to make a choice. No, if there's good games, people will play them. It doesn't matter how many there are. There will be groups of people who play them because, hell, there's bad games that people still play. I mean, there's still people there's people streaming and actively playing PvP in the War Z. What the man? Like, seriously? And you're gonna, you know, that's where when everybody tries to tell me that, oh, there's not enough room for Titanfall, I don't believe that. Not one bit. Titanfall is going to be around. I'm very confident in saying that. I know it's crazy. You've just played the beta. How can you say that? But I'm calling it. I'm throwing my cards down. I'm placing the bet on Titanfall sticking around in the competitive shooter market. Now that's what I want to talk about next, is what is Titanfall? You know, I think a lot of people were expecting it to be this, like, grand, you know, renovation of the multiplayer, you know, the multiplayer formula, where we're just doing things completely different than we're used to doing. And at the end of the day, no. The core aspect of Titanfall is still a competitive multiplayer shooter. You play in closed arenas, granted, very well designed and actually very skillfully and very largely, you know, open arenas, and you kill each other, or you complete some sort of objective to become victorious against the other team. That is the core mechanic that has been in competitive first-person shooters for a very long time now. What Titanfall does, though, is it throws these wild cards into the mix. 2 of the big ones being the Titans and the parkour mechanic, the freedom of movement. Again, 2 mechanics that people overlook massively when they talk about Titanfall, having not played it. They say, it's just robots and some parkour. Those are 2 mechanics that make Titanfall thrive. They change the game experience so much. And again, you can watch people play the game and you can watch them never use the parkour mechanic and they're not playing Titanfall right. In fact, moving forward, they're going to start to get stomped out. I already am a much more successful Titanfall player than just about anybody I've ran into because I make use of the mechanics of the double jump, the parkour abilities, and the jetpack to put myself at an advantage about 100% of the time against other pilots. Assess the situation, realize the tools at hand, and utilize them. That is what makes Titanfall drastically different from any other shooter on the market. Those are its 2 core elements, the parkour and the actual, you know, Titan combat. All of it is so skillfully designed. What I played of it in the beta, it's so well balanced. Every single tool and element that can be used against an opponent, against a pilot, or against a Titan, can somehow skillfully be counterattacked, countermeasured, whatever you want to call it, defended. It's this awesome balancing act, and I'm extremely impressed with that component of it. It's what, you know, makes the core gameplay aspects of Titanfall fun. I don't care about attachments. I don't care about upgrades, and this is going to be something that I think a lot of Call of Duty players are going to have an issue with. Call of Duty really is built on the thought initially of upgrading, of getting different attachments, unlocking camos. Hey, I did 5,000 kills, you know, blah 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 with this weapon, now I have a gold gun. You know, as much as I'm looking forward to customization in Titanfall and being able to unlock different attachments for my weapons, that wasn't what drove me to continue to play the game, which has become a serious issue, in my opinion, in the first-person shooter genre. A lot of games, I mean, the only reason I even play Battlefield anymore when I was playing it was just because, yeah, I want to get to that rifle that I didn't unlock yet. I don't actually, it's rare that you actually enjoy the gameplay itself. Whereas in Titanfall, I never stop enjoying the actual gameplay. It never stops. It never stops having a smile on my face. Even when I'm losing, I'm not frustrated, I'm having fun. Will that last? I guess we'll find out, you know? I guess we genuinely will. I think they've created a formula that is extremely special. I think it's extremely well done, and I think we'll be seeing Titanfall, you know, sticking around for quite some time. Of course, how they move forward with the sequel is going to be up to Respawn. I can't see them as a team, you know, abusing the wonderful franchise, the wonderful original IP that they've managed to launch, and I have very high hopes for Titanfall. One question I'd like to ask you guys, the viewers, are those of you who have been playing the Titanfall beta who are in the past have been extremely diehard Call of Duty fans, what do you think of it? You know, what are your opinions on it? I really want to hear from more of you guys. Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one.